Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Morning Intention and Insights. Say hello when you join and let me know if you watch on the replay, if you have any questions. And I always want to know what insights you gain, since that's what this is all about. All right, today's topic is the danger of self-help and the role of faith. This, in the US especially, we're super focused on self-reliance and independence and this whole, idea of picking yourself up from the bootstraps, by your bootstraps. This sort of lone cowboy on the range, fighting all the demons. I don't know what. Anyway, so what happens when there's this focus on, of course, this huge industry of self-help and major, billionaires like Tony Robbins promoting this idea of it's all about you. It's just you need to unleash your inner power and find your greatness and all this stuff, which is not, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but there's danger in that because, of course, what happens is it puts tremendous pressure on you to be the solution. And what also happens is it puts pressure on you that you're the problem. So that you're coming to this from a space of being broken. And when you have an identity tied up in being broken, then that becomes the identity that's in place. And so then what happens then is to the brain, what happens is that is what success is. That is what winning is: being broken, being stuck, being stressed, having to work hard. That becomes implanted in the brain of you are succeeding, because to your brain, that is what succeeding is. That is what winning is. And so when you are approaching, self-help and all these different programs, the idea is that you need fixing and they have the answer. And so there's this, misplacement of power, thinking that something and someone outside of you has the answers and their specific solution is the right solution, which isn't true, because we all are very unique and individual in what we need in order to change. And what happens with self-help is, like I mentioned in the beginning, it puts all the pressure on you and it puts the spotlight on you. So it actually creates tremendous self-absorption. And I have been, of course, guilty of this, that when you're always working on yourself, that's all you think about is working on yourself. And so you start to isolate, you start to, put yourself and fixing yourself above everything else, above your relationships, above your social activities, above many other things in your life, because that's inherent in what self-help is, that you need to fix yourself. And when that focus is all on you, you just continue to perpetuate the problem. And this is where the role of faith comes in, is we, of course, need to take responsibility for ourselves, for our lives, and really, commit to, evolving and becoming more conscious and becoming, more of who we're meant to be. And we can't do that by force sheer following someone else's steps. We need faith. We need God. We need to know that we're not in this alone, and that we were created to be victorious, that we are already, warriors. And so it's a really fine balance, because of course you don't want to be complacent and be in this like, oh, well, it's up to God, and be very, really sort of fatalistic and not think you have any power. And at the same time, not think it's all your power. So this is why it's really tricky. And I think this is why many people end up becoming stuck when it comes to self-help, because they have this idea that, well, I can't really rely on God. I have to rely on myself, and I'm going to follow this person's protocol or this person's strategy, or this person seemed to have done it, so maybe I'll try what they did. But what happens is, again, it's just all on you. And so really the best way to really break this is to take the focus off of yourself. One, focus on God and asking for guidance and asking for guidance while taking action and really becoming attuned to what is, that voice, and knowing, when you're hearing this voice about shoulds and about, something that you dread and a lot of anxiety, that's not God. When you are feeling this like excitement and it's a little scary and it's expansive, that's God. So being able to differentiate the two voices so that you're taking actions that are leading you forward, not act in a way that supports your growth versus actions that are going to lead you to continue to have to struggle. And the other way to shake this is to start focusing on other people. So start getting busy, start, serving, start, seeing who you can help and how you can help, and just take that focus off of you, because that's really the danger of self-help, is it creates tremendous self-absorption. And when you focus on how you can help and who needs help and what is your role in helping them, you forget about you having any issues because you're busy helping someone else. And while you're helping someone else, you're more attuned to your gifts and you're more attuned to God and his role and your path and what you're really here to do, versus thinking you need to sit and, study more books and study more about your past and figure out all the things that are wrong with you and uncover more trauma. That's just a cycle that's going to perpetuate, again, creating, your brain is thinking that's what success is staying stuck. And so it's getting out of that, focusing on God, focusing on others, focusing how you can use your gifts to help others, and doing it, not just thinking about it, but doing it, taking action with faith that even if it doesn't make sense, and even if it, seems a little bit counterintuitive to what you normally would think would be the way forward, is trusting if it's coming from a place of empowerment, coming from a place of expansion, it will lead to something that is going to support you, even if it's different from what you thought. So today's intention is, how can you tune in more deeply? How can you connect more deeply to your heart, to God, and trust there is a specific path for you, and it doesn't require another self-help book. It doesn't require, becoming completely self-absorbed. And how can you shift and use that energy of wanting to, fix yourself, and instead think about how you can serve others? Because that energy is in that energy of service, but instead of thinking about you have to fix yourself first, think about how you can serve others. And so tuning into your heart, tuning into how you can be of service to others, tuning into listening more intensely and to God, and being more objective. So instead of thinking there's something wrong with you, be objective and, okay, how is this working for me? How is this part of God's plan? How is this part of my path? And how is this going to allow me to serve others even more powerfully? All right. All right. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you again on Monday. Bye.